Hi, I'm Ray with Ray Ray of Light Yoga. So glad you could practice with me. We're going to do a yin for deep release. Yin is about stretching our connective tissue, and so we won't really warm up before yin. We'll just begin our class. So let's begin by coming into our bodies, sitting up tall in our Sukhasana pose, finding our Sukha and our Sthira, our sweetness in our stance and our structure, our Sthira. And let's take a couple of breaths to settle into our practice, to do our body scan, and then we have a pranayama practice, Chandrabadana, alternate nostril breathing. So we will begin inhaling 3 times, and when we inhale in the low belly, filling up the ribs and then the upper chest. We have this beautiful nerve in our low belly called the vagus nerve that stimulates the relaxation response in our body. Beautiful thing. That's really what we're here for, is that relaxation response. Let's begin taking 3 deep breaths, inhaling, filling all the way up. Exhaling. Again, inhaling. Exhaling. Again, one more time. Inhaling. Exhaling. Keeping the eyes downcast or closed. Beginning our body scan, bringing our attention to the crown of our head, our crown chakra, the top of our head. Inhaling. Releasing any tension in the head as we exhale. Continuing down to the shoulders and the arms, inhaling. Exhaling, we release the shoulders and the arms. Continuing down to the abdomen and the thoracic spine, inhaling. Releasing the abdomen and thoracic spine as we exhale. Continuing down to the pelvis and the glutes, inhaling. Exhaling as we release the pelvis, the glutes, the lumbar spine as we exhale. Continuing down the legs, the backs of the legs, inhaling. Releasing the legs and the backs of the legs as we exhale. Down to the shins and the calves as we inhale. Exhaling, releasing calves and shins. Down to the feet, toes and the ankles, inhaling. Releasing the feet and the ankles. We're going to do our Chandrabadana. This is single nostril breathing, pranayama practice, breathing control. Pranayama calms our nerves so that they all run in the same direction and they are soothed and calmed by pranayama breath control. Let's begin by bringing our right hand, and we're going to tuck our pointer and index finger in, bringing the thumb to the right nostril, the ring finger and pinky to the left nostril. And let's first of all take a big deep breath, inhaling, then exhaling everything out. Beginning our Chandrabadana, bringing the right hand up, the right thumb to the right nostril, left
ring finger to the left nostril, right ring finger to the left nostril. As we inhale, pushing in the right nostril, plugging the left nostril, exhaling, plugging the right nostril, inhaling through the left. Plugging the left nostril, exhaling through the right. Plugging the right, inhaling through the left. Plugging left, exhaling right. 3 more breaths, plugging the right, inhaling left. Plugging left, exhaling right. Plugging right, inhaling left. Plugging left, exhaling right. Last time, plugging right, inhaling left. Plugging left, exhaling right.
Let your breath come back to its natural, unconditioned state. Once again, keeping the eyes downcast. And then we're going to come off a bolster, anything that has lifted us up off our mat. And as we come into our practice today, I like to spread out a blanket for our yin practice, signaling to the body to stay in an easeful state, and that we are not going to need to grip the mat with our toes or anything like that. As we come into our dragonfly pose here, it's a wide seated forward fold, just sitting up tall in our forward fold here. The toes can not be pointed to the sky, but fall away. We're sitting up tall here, inhaling, making contact with both sits bones. Shoulders are back. As we exhale forward onto our elbows, or if you can't reach with your elbows, bring a bolster or a block here for 3 breaths. Last breath here. Your next inhale, push up with the palms. And we're sitting up tall, rotating to the right, inhaling. And then as we exhale forward, you can either use a bolster to bring your belly down onto your leg here, exhaling down. And we're here for 1.5 minutes in our half dragonfly pose here. Or if a bolster is not your preference, you can come all the way down and open the hands, ready to receive here. Wiggle out if you need to. And then find a place of ease. 4 more breaths here. On your next inhale, let's walk the palms back up to center. Again, making sure that your sits bones are making contact here. Switching your bolster to the other side if you'd like to use it. Then sitting up tall, rotating to the left as we exhale, walking the palms down. And we're here for another minute and a half. Palms open, ready to receive. Breathing deeply. Our even exhales and inhales. Five more breaths here in our half dragonfly. Two more breaths. Last breath. On your next inhale, walk the palms back up, sitting up tall. And we're coming into our butterfly pose, bringing the bottoms of the feet together in our Baddha Konasana. Sitting up tall as we flutter our wings. One more breath. Let's extend the right leg out for our half butterfly, bringing the left leg in. The left foot comes into the right groin here. We're sitting up tall in our half butterfly, and then we're going to exhale forward. And you can always come on to a pillow, a blanket, bolster here if you need to. And coming forward in our half butterfly pose for a minute and a half. Five more breaths. Two more breaths. On your next inhale, walk the palms back up, sitting up tall. And then we're going to just rotate to the right and exhale over the right leg. Again, you can use a bolster or a block here, or just here for another minute and a half. Breathing and sinking into our ease. And get the wiggles out in your first minute, and then try to be still. Opening the palms, ready to receive. Four more breaths here. Last breath. Walk the palms back up on your next inhale. Coming back into center here. Bringing the right leg in for our half butterfly and our left leg out. Again, sitting up tall. Inhaling and then exhaling as we roll forward for our half butterfly. Here for a minute and a half. Five more breaths here. Last breath. In your next inhale, push up into the palms. And then we're going to inhale here at center, rotating to the left as we exhale down the leg, head to knee, in our half butterfly pose. Again, for a minute and a half, hold here. Getting the wiggles out. And then finding our ease. Five more breaths here. Three more. A last breath. And walking the palms back up. Your next inhale. And then coming into our deer pose on the right side, bringing the top of the right foot to the top of the left thigh, sitting up tall. Holding for another 5 breaths here. One more breath. On your next inhale, let's roll onto the palms, onto the right knee for pigeon or swan in yin on the the right side. Bringing the right leg out at an angle to the side of the long edge of your mat here. The right foot, the top of the right foot is pressed into the mat and the toenails are pressed into the mat as we sit in our swan pose here for 5 deep breaths. If you'd like, you can fold forward or stay up tall, whichever you prefer. Coming onto a bolster or a block. The left leg is straight out behind. 4 more breaths here in your pigeon pose. Last 3 breaths. Last breath. On your next inhale, come up onto the palms. Extending that right leg out. Give it a little shake to release the hip. Then inhaling the left knee up for our deer on the left side. Bringing the left foot onto the side of the right quad here, sitting up tall for 5 breaths in our deer pose. This is an amazing hip opener. Probably feel it mostly on your right side. Sitting up tall, shoulders are back. 4 more breaths here. Last breath here. On your next inhale, let's rock onto the left leg, bringing the left leg out at an angle. The left quad shoots out of the left hip there. The left foot is on the top of the left foot is planted on the mat, and we're sitting up tall in our swan pose here. Couple of breaths. If you'd like to roll forward, you can do so onto a block or a bolster if you'd like, or just onto the hands for 5 breaths here. Imagine sending your breath into that left hip, into the fascia. Three more breaths here. Last breath. On your next inhale, let's come onto the palms, bringing the right knee closer and extending that left leg out, giving it a little bit of a shake for a release, and bringing them back in, big toes touching, making a wide triangle with the knees, as wide as your mat, exhaling down into our child's pose for 5 breaths here. I have you here for a minute. Three more breaths. Last breath. On your next inhale, let's bring the palms, come back up and roll. Bring the legs out to the side, coming into our last pose, our Shavasana. Bringing our bolster or pillow or nothing if you prefer. And then just lying back in our corpse pose, our Shavasana. Making sure that there are at least 20 inches between the feet and 10 between the arms and the body. Palms open, ready to receive, eyes closed. Shoulders are on the mat as we come into our Shavasana. Equal inhales with exhales. I'm just relaxing, letting your breath come back to its natural, unconditioned state. As we sink into our Shavasana, absorbing the nutrients of our practice today. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Yogis, the divine light in me sees and honors the divine light in you. Namaste.